David, on the tax reform, when we talk about how to offset any tax cuts, do we need to do that?
Absolutely.
But again, because the border adjustment tax is not going to fly with so many even conservative representatives whose constituencies will see their prices go up. If you have a border adjustment tax at a Walmart or a Target, or even their gasoline prices would go up.
I don't think they would go up that much. I think the border adjustment tax will come out of the retailer's margin, and it should. And we do need revenue. We need to have a consumption tax or a value-added tax or a border adjustment tax so that we can reduce taxation on wages and income. We need more jobs in this country desperately, and if you keep taxing the payroll at 15.5%, which we're doing today, you're not going to encourage the creation of jobs, and you're going to take what jobs there are, the take-home pay of those jobs
Here's what
down.
President Trump said about the border adjustment tax when he talked to Maria. I'm going to get your reaction to this. Listen.
I don't like the word adjustment because our country gets taken advantage of, to use a nice term, by every other country in the world. So when I hear border adjustment, adjustment means we lose. We lose. So I don't like the term border adjustment. Let's call it a reciprocal tax. You know, we have...
So it's in there. You want it
We have countries, Maria, that charge us, our companies, 100% tax. If they sell a motorcycle, or if they make it in America, they make it in the United States, they sell it to various countries. They sell very little because the tax is 100% in some countries. The tax is 50%, 30%, 40%. But if they make a motorcycle and they sell it back into the United States, they have no tax. Now, do you think that's fair? And do you think that's smart?
David, your reaction to that?
He has no idea what he's talking about. He's making it up as he goes along. Donald Trump is a tourist in the Imperial City.
He's a businessman. What are you talking about?
He's flipping and flopping and pivoting and making it up as he goes. He does not know anything about tax policy. The border adjustment tax or a value-added tax is the way to get at the problem he's talking about. Every other country in the world has a value-added tax. You take it off the exports, you put it on the imports. There is a proper way to do it. He ought to allow the Republicans on the Hill who understand that to move forward, but the idea that we can have a multi-trillion tax cut and not pay for it with new revenue or spending cuts is dangerous, because we are at 20 trillion of debt and it's heading to 30 trillion.
But in terms of what he's talking about, David, if you're a pragmatist, you look at the border adjustment tax and say, this is some idea that, no disrespect, a bunch of economists cooked up who've never run a business. And I worry about the impact of it, that it doesn't play out the way that these people in the ivory towers are telling me.
Well, you know, I don't think it's economists or businessmen. I think it's math. If you want to cut the corporate tax to 20%, which I think would be wonderful, or 15%, or get rid of the damn thing, we shouldn't have it, you've got to raise $2 trillion over the next 10 years to pay for it. Where are you going to get the $2 trillion? You're going to close loopholes? I doubt it, because K Street will kill. The K Street lobbies will kill any effort to do that. So you need a new revenue source. You got to stand up for it. If you don't do that, you're stuck with the current tax system. And the current tax system is very destructive. Right. If you don't do that, you're stuck with these massive deficits that are going to kill this country. We are basically borrowing our way to, you know, a disaster.
So between now and, say, Thanksgiving, what gets done in terms of nothing?
I mean, I'm not trying to be a cynic, but I want to tell you the idea...
They're not going to let the sky fall and not raise the debt limit.
They will have battle after battle. It will get raised, but there will be short-term increases. There will be shutdowns. There will be midnight, confrontations and showdowns. It's going to happen over and over, not just once, but multiple times. The order of battle going into the next 2 years is government shutdown, government shutdown, government shutdown, crisis. It's going to be exactly what Wall Street does not see on the screen at all. And so, you know, the fundamental point is get out of the casino. It's dangerous in there.
David, good to see you. Happy day.
Okay,
I hope you have a great
good
weekend. David Stockman, take care.